Welcome here to Portugal, to the Fisherman's Trail. I'm here to hike from this town behind me, Portugal, all the way to Lagos, 223 kilometers away. I'm going to take you along on this trail, but before I show you, let me take you back to where it all began, and then let's hit the trail. Oh, hi, this is me, by the way. After a few months back home, I was longing to go on an adventure again, and I really felt I needed a new challenge. I was longing for some time out alone in nature, to empty my mind, to explore new horizons, and just to relax and take in the beauty of my surroundings. After being on the bikes for so long, I wanted to pick up an old hobby again, and I decided to go on a hike. I was actually pretty nervous to go on this adventure, all alone, but man, I'm freaking excited about it. The hike of my choice is the Fisherman's Trail in Portugal, often regarded as one of Europe's most stunning coastal routes. The journey begins in the charming village of Porto and winds its way all the way down to the most southwestern tip of the European continent, covering 223 kilometers over 11 days in 13 stages, ending in the vibrant town of Lagos. Alright, here we are on the Fisherman's Trail. So glad to be doing this. I'm just 1 kilometer in or so, and I have this monstrous backpack. That's because all my gear is pimped to the bicycle, so it's mostly winter gear, but I'm doing it with the gear I got. No lightweight hiking for me. It's a situation like this where the sea is very close to the shore and where I get stuck. So hopefully this is not that day, because I'm enjoying myself way too much. Well, it says I have to go up here somewhere, but that's just impossible, honestly. So I have to think of another plan. I took a wrong turn and I got stuck for a bit, but strangely it added to the experience. Out there, on my own, relying on my own decisions, with the constant wind and the sound of the waves drowning out all the noise in my head. It's a few hours later now, and I am beaten up, to be honest. Took some wrong turns and a lot of running back and forth for the camera as well. I really have to get used to this heavy backpack and this soft sand, so taking a little breather now, and then I'm heading to Vila Nova del Mil Fontes. After a challenging first day, I decided to take it easy by boarding a ferry to the opposite shore of the estuary and allowing myself to slowly ease into my trip. From our extensive travels, I've discovered that sticking to a plan just isn't my cup of tea. I found joy in staying open to the unexpected, as it often leads to the most memorable experiences along the way. Alright, the tent is standing. It was a little bit of a struggle. This is a trekking pole tent and the trekking pole sank very deep into the sand as well as the stakes. So I had to find some like stones to put some weight on the stakes. And now it's pretty stable, but yeah, let's see what the night will bring. So I am almost going to bed now. I will see you early in the morning. I feel like all these activities like hiking or cycle touring or another activity where you have to put in the effort is super rewarding, but it also comes with a lot of mood swings. The one time you can feel like on top of the world and the other time you feel just drained from energy. This can happen multiple times in a day, probably especially if you're a woman. Mainly talking about myself. So it has been 2 days since you last saw me. I actually took 2 rest days and I skipped 2 sections because my feet, they hurt really bad because of the blisters. I actually popped them and I gave them some time to heal. After 2 days of sitting inside, I'm very happy to be back on the trail, although it's very, very windy. It's like wind gusts of 804. But we're doing it, baby. Whew, I made it. I'm here in my tent, tucked away between the pine forests. Quite nice spot, out of the wind. Yeah, really hidden. I'm also happy that I'm far away from the coast. The waves, they are super big. It was a relatively good day, but I'm glad I'm now get to sleep. Taking a little break here out of the wind, and this is the second last day before I finish my trip, so I will finish in Lagos. Still on and off rain and quite some wind. A small part of me is constantly thinking about an escape plan, Like, how do I get more comfortable quickly? Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, I feel so fulfilled and accomplished and content, and I just can't wait to hit the trail again the next day. The Fisherman's Trail was just a fantastic trail. On the one hand, I really don't want it to finish, but on the other hand, I'm looking forward to it somehow. I guess that's the thing, right? Because it's temporary, you probably enjoy it that much more.